Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time it is going to be on Till. Now, Till stars Danielle Dia. Okay, there are tons of names throughout this movie that's really hard for me to pronounce. Even the director's name, like I have no idea how to pronounce. So, this is the star of the movie. Okay, this is what her name is. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say Danielle. So Danielle plays Mamie Till Mobley. Mobley, right? I'm just gonna say Mamie Till, and she has a 14-year-old son who is going on vacation now. Her and her son have had a strong bond, and she's never been far away from her son before like this. He was supposed to be gone for a week, but during that week, he gets brutally murdered by two white men. And because of this, of course, she seeks justice, as these guys apparently don't get arrested whatsoever because they never saw the case. So throughout the movie, she seeks justice, and of course, all her friends and her family, of course, stand with her as she tries to convince everybody about the hate crime that basically almost nobody knew about. And like, she is serious about this. Like, she cannot ignore this because not only did this woman lose her son, she also lost her husband 10 years ago during the war. And I mean, of course, this movie is about, of course, an African American woman. And this boy didn't die from any type of murder. No, this was a hate crime because really, this young boy who was only 14, he was just a nice guy, and the bond he shared with his mother was very strong and powerful. And even though you don't see it throughout a lot of the movie, I really believe it because, okay, so her son's name is Emmett, but they call him Bo. She explains why they call him Bo later down the line in the movie. And really, he was a really nice guy, and I was honestly not prepared to see him get murdered because I was expecting it to happen, but the way it happens, like, you see his corpse in this movie, okay? I mean, this movie's not violent or anything like that. You don't see, like, anything brutal, except for when you see the dead body. I'm not going to spoil anything of what it looks like, but I'm not even going to lie. It was one of the most disturbing things I have ever seen in a movie. More disturbing than half of the stuff that I've seen in horror movies. In fact, it made me feel like I was watching a horror movie. And for this to be PG-13, I was really shocked that just I honestly felt very emotional seeing it. I mean, you go from this happy guy to just, and honestly, I felt bad, and I wanted Mammy to get justice for her son because people act like they don't care. Well, most of them are white people, and white people, they just laugh at them when it comes to the trial. They act like it's just no big deal, pretty much. And you're never going to believe how her son got murdered through probably the stupidest thing ever. And that made me hate the white people in this movie even more because let's be honest, okay, back then, like way before this time, this was a hate crime that was just so big, and it just bothers me that people would be that cruel, especially to someone's kid who is at that type of race. It shows how cruel racism has always been. And the fact that it's something that has happened like way back then, like even nowadays, it is still very cruel. Like, these were based off of real people too. In fact, these characters did not feel like characters. They actually felt like real people, and I actually cared, and I actually wanted Mammy to take revenge. Also, it has a really good supporting cast. Whoopi Goldberg plays her mother in the movie. She was also great, even though you don't really see her that much. She's in the movie like 5%. But she was also really good in the movie as well. Everybody, just top-notch performances, and I just found myself enjoying like most of my time on screen, except for, of course, when it does get to those disturbing images, because it's something that is going to scar me for quite a while. And that's something that I expected would happen, but not like this. And in terms of films based on true events, this is one of the best that I've seen in quite a while. And I was actually really looking forward to what was going to come up with this whole story of how exactly is she going to get justice for her son, because I didn't know the whole story. I didn't even know about this because, you know me, I'm more of a movie guy, not really like a true events type of guy, but I enjoy a lot of movies based on true events, and this is definitely one of them. In fact, when it does get to the trial and when we see the criminal side of the story, the people that were, or one of them that were behind the story, I'm not going to spoil, but my reaction, here's how I put it. My reaction to their side of the story, I was just thinking to myself, no, screw you. No, just, I was actually boiling inside. So this movie really got me. Like, this is one of the most effective and powerful movies that I've seen all year. And that's something that I did not expect that I would feel this much for. I mean, I knew this movie was going to be depressing, and it is. It's a depressing film that starts off joyful-ish, but of course you knew, if you saw the trailer, you knew exactly how it was going to play out. The loss of a loved one, while also having to deal with this crime, and the fact that they're just letting these people go free, because she can't allow that. She is trying to protect the loss of her son, and of course, the fact that it's a hate crime, and the fact that all these African Americans stand up to that, and it really had me caring a lot. And it's one film that I'm truly not going to forget anytime soon. And despite how long it was, it's 2 hour and 10-minute runtime, I felt like it was a lot shorter than that. The movie never bored me. It was never too slow. It got straight to the point, and I was just really rooting for Mamie throughout the entire film. In the end, guys, Till is a fantastic experience. It's definitely not one I'm going to rewatch over and over again because, like I said before, it is depressing, it is very disturbing, and it's a film that you definitely need to go in expecting, like, just don't go in if you're, like, in a good mood, because this movie might ruin your day because of how tragic it is, and the movie really hit me hard, and I feel like this is a great film to watch during, like, Black History Month, because it really does feel like a film that people should take part in watching when they celebrate stuff like this, because it shows how cruel racism is, and we have a lot of films like that, but the fact that she had to deal with the loss of a loved one, and the fact that it was a hate crime, being these two guys that are just extremely racist, just makes it even more of a deep film. And it's something that we have seen before, but I feel like this movie takes it a step further. It's a film that I'm not going to forget anytime soon, and sometimes I kind of want to forget because, damn, this is one of the most depressing movies I've seen in recent memory, and I'm not exaggerating too. But nonetheless, it's one of my favorite films of the year, and I highly recommend giving it a watch. That is, unless you don't like depressing things. The only reason why I'm not giving it a perfect score is because I kind of wish the conclusion ended on more of, because it's one of those things where true events, it's one of those things, well, where during the end of the movie they just explain the rest of the thing, but I kind of would have liked it more if some of the text actually did happen in the movie, because we don't fully see everything. And yeah, I know it's a little dark right now, but whatever, I saw this later, so nonetheless, I highly recommend it, and I hope this movie does get nominated for some awards. It would seem that way. It started off with a limited release, now it's getting a wider release, and I highly recommend giving it a watch, like I mentioned before. But prepare yourself, because I shouldn't just go any further. You pretty much know what I mean. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I can't believe I took a break from reviewing a horror movie in favor of a really depressing movie, but really, I kind of consider this not really a horror movie, but there are some times where it can definitely feel like one, but in that good, deep kind of way. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.